Silence, please.
Silencio.
Okay. Yeah, we are scaring away the people here around the booth. Here's my next guest. What's your name and what brings you to JCON?
Hey, my name is Pasha Finkelshteyn. I'm developer advocate at Bellsoft, and I'm speaking at JCON. I have two talks here actually.
Okay. Two talks, two different topics,
Yes.
and these are.
So the first one is how I was a regular ChatGPT user and I converted to a pipeline creator, RAG pipeline. I needed to process our documents and I didn't know, well, find information in our documents and I didn't know how. The second one is with my good friend, Ksenia Tamak. We are giving a talk on testing data pipelines.
Rack. So we have now MCP. What is the difference? What is the best thing, or what should we use?
So they're very different. I think that MCP is essentially a protocol for AI to communicate with some sources or some tools. Probably find information there, but it's much, much wider. It can tell. We actually have a booth here, right here, that says with MCP allows car to drive. You type a comment in the chat and the car goes forward, turns left, and so on. Very, very simple, but nice to toy. RAG is all about prompt augmentation. Like we need to find a relevant information to what the user actually asked. Put this information inside the prompt and ask LLM what it sees inside this information. For example, we just had made this experiment with K Horstman. There is a new JEP that about structured concurrency in Java. It's 502, if I remember correctly. So we loaded this JEP inside our vector database on my machine and asked ChatGPT to give us an example of code using what it learned from this from this JEP. And actually, the answer was very good. No hallucinations, no anything, and the new syntax that was introduced in this JEP.
So summarized, Rack is to help the model to know more about your product, for instance?
Yes, mix some data, some actual data into a prompt to help model to answer questions in a more relevant way, not just hallucinate or not search somewhere inside its, I don't know, inside its black box, right? Weights and measures. We give this information in plain text automatically and model like, okay, I know the answer. Or if we didn't find anything relevant, then model will say, sorry, I don't know anything.
Um, is Java a good language to build this kind of things? Because yeah, a lot of people think Python is the way to go.
Absolutely. Python is a way to go when we want to build AI itself, because all the tools are there, PyTorch, Keras, and so on. But if we need only to communicate with tools, Java is amazing. Actually, there are two technologies, Spring AI and LangChain for J, which give you certain level of abstraction from all these models and so on. And they actually solve problems for you, like how to communicate with the model, how to put data in vector database, how to create a prompt. Everything, almost everything there is automated. Essentially, the demo I gave on my first talk was like 20 lines of code or so, and it was very, very simple. My code was in Kotlin, but it doesn't make any difference. I just wanted to use Ktor HTTP client. That's why I used Kotlin. Otherwise, I could as well use Java.
So we talked about this before today. Isn't it amazing how fast something like LangChain for J and Spring AI was developed by the community to bring all this AI madness into Java?
I mean, absolutely, it's amazing. It's very cool that Python community had influenced them so much. Like LangChain for J, we should admit, wasn't created from scratch without any prior knowledge, right? There was Python LangChain, and it was an interesting project. And it is so cool that you can take Python code and be inspired by it and create a new API in Java, which is actually very robust and comfortable to use, as well as Spring AI, obviously. They have slightly different paradigms, but, well, Spring Team is very well known for designing good APIs. Essentially, my whole life, I didn't like only one of their APIs, it's Spring Security. Now it became much, much better.
Um, is there more that could influence languages in both directions? Of course, we are at the Java event. We are all Java lovers, but yet there is no good or better language than another. Each has its purpose.
Yep.
Do you think we should be influenced with Java more by other languages?
I think that diversity is very good for any sphere. The more diversity you have, the better product, because the more inputs you have, and you can adapt your output to this input. And this is very important. So, yes, it is very important to look at other languages, take the best part of them, implement them in Java when feasible. And it's totally normal to discard ideas as well. Like, I'm not a huge fan that we discarded the idea of string templates, but they were considered insecure for whatever reason. So we discarded them, and that is a good thing. Like, we can make decision based on data, based on evidence, so on. At least we have this idea. If not other languages, we probably wouldn't have it.
And string templates, they can reappear if they find a better solution on how to implement it.
I really hope so.
You had a second talk. Can you summarize it in 2 sentences?
I can try. The second talk is about testing data pipelines. So there are many, many tools for building data pipelines, Spark, Flink, whatever. And actually you can build them with streams in Java. But the big question is how to test it. Unit tests are more or less obvious. But in the talk, we dive much deeper in what we should think about when testing them.
A lot of evolutions in Java. What are you looking forward that we can expect in 25 or later?
Valhalla. I guess everyone is looking at Valhalla. I am really looking forward to non-restricted values and value types. It could make maybe specialized generics at some point in our life. We are not there yet. Like, we have prototypes for non-restricted values, so we do not have a working prototype for specialized generics. Also, Project Laden is extremely interesting. We will cover it in our talk on Spring.io, how Project Laden can cut 80% of startup time of your application, which is an amazing result in my opinion.
So a lot to look forward to, and we have the amazing thing that Java is evolving with the 60-month release cycle. So any other things you hope will get introduced?
Yeah, well, I hope everything, like, my perfect language is like probably Kotlin or very close syntax-wise. So I'm eagerly waiting for many features from Kotlin and Java, but we are not there yet. And Java doesn't have this goal to implement as many features as needed, only the subset that is necessary and that is really useful. I remember how I was waiting for lambdas in Java 7 and they didn't happen. This was a huge disappointment. They only happened in Java 8, not in Java 7. After that, Java started up development so fast that I'm speechless.
Okay, which is a nice message to conclude. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here and the talks.
Thank you for having me. See you.